peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Welcome to Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from Nairobi, the Republic of Kenya. Thank you very much, viewers wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for tuning and watching Daytime Express. This show is going to be a very short, straightforward, to the point, and we want to say, if you have your views, call us on +254 795 638 145. With me on the show is Miriam Ogutu in the headquarters of Punchline Africa Television in Nairobi. Good morning, Miriam.
A very good morning to you, and a very good morning to our viewers wherever they're watching us from this morning.
Thank you very much. We shall start with the figures of COVID-19. Miriam will take us through the figures of Kenya, East Africa, and Africa in general. Not all of them, because she will do them during the dispatches that will come at 3 p.m. in details. Thank you very much.
All right, so as it stands this morning, the confirmed cases in Kenya stands at 23,202. 388 people have died, and recoveries right now stands at 9,327. Uganda, the figures are at 1,203. 5 people have died. Recoveries is 1,073. South Sudan, confirmed cases is 2,437. The death toll is 47. Recoveries is 1,175. And South Africa, the leading country in the continent, is at 521,318 cases. The death toll is 8,884. Recoveries is 363,751. And also we go to Rwanda, where confirmed cases are 2,099. 5 people have died. Recoveries is 1,222. And the total cases in Africa this morning is at 968,582. And the number of deaths in the continent is at 20,623. And recoveries right now stands at 629,800. And of course, the global cases have still at 18.7 million cases plus. And the global deaths is at 704,438, and the recoveries are over 8.9 million cases so far.
Thank you very much, Miriam. The entire system is very clear. The comments, we have made them. Time and time again on this show, we have done our best. It is up to the Ministry of Health to pick up some of the complaints and the demands and some of the things, loopholes that are in this. We have done our best. Are people well educated on this? Why is there no discipline? Are people disciplined? Are people in Kenya disciplined? Why are people not dying in some places? And in some places, people are dying. It's because of lack of discipline. Any comment, Miriam? We close on that chapter.
Yes, indeed. And I think the Ministry of Health, and even yesterday, they keep urging Kenyans to just stay, careful wherever they're out there. And now it has been made into law that if you don't wear a mask in public, that will be a criminal offense. So you will be liable in facing the law, and the fine to that will be 20,000 shillings. It's just a simple act, and the masks are available there. So Kenyans, do your part so that we're able to, flatten the curve when it comes to COVID-19. The government by itself cannot. So we have a part to play, and our role is much bigger than what the government is doing. So let's do our part.
I read somewhere where they said police are leading people I had it this morning on a television. It is very, very discouraging, Miriam, that police are leading people, or they are even warning people. Actually, somewhere in Kapatonjo, a place called Kapatonjo in Baringo, that the police are warning the reverends inside that don't go to this place, don't do this, don't open the door. And the parents were very upset because the parents came back and told us that we are drinking together with the police. So if the law is not going to catch the police, then we have even more problems, because they are the law enforcement officers, Miriam, before we bring in Karen in the Malindi coast of Mombasa. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. And of course, it's not the first time that the police is being mentioned to be on the wrong side of the law, that they're supposed to be making sure that Kenyans are able to follow. So I think that the IG should follow up on these cases very, very seriously and find out what is the officers doing there. And as you said here before, there are very good policemen in this country who are out there to ensure law and order is being followed. But there are also a few apples that are totally bad and rotten in the same police force that is tarnishing the whole name of the police force. So IG, I would urge him, when he gets to hear such cases, these are things that he should take very, very seriously, because if the law enforcers are the ones who are encouraging, civilians to break the law, so what do you expect the civilians to do? And so this level of impunity and total disregard of the law, and in this case, COVID is a matter of life and death. This is not the time to joke. So I hope that IG can take the necessary actions and perhaps disciplinary, actions after investigations and follow up and see who are these police officers that are acting out of order.
Thank you very much, Medium. I see even, is it only the police who are involved? The other time we suggested here to the president that even the government vehicles break the curfew. They ferry even those going to drink. Government officials' cars are found in these joints. If you go around and see where a rumor that the drink is taking place, the cars that are around there are big ones. Not small car, not matatu, not Uber, but big cars that have surrounded these drinking places. The government must come in and even clamp on these big cars. The government officials who are not needed to be working during the curfew are the ones violating the rules of curfew. And I have to be very frank on this. We have talked and talked and talked. We are busting our lungs for talking this every day, every morning. And the people tell us, go back and do it. Go back and talk about it. No, let's talk now the truth. The government cars are the ones violating the rules. Yes, most of these drinking places are surrounded by government cars. The ones that you cannot arrest, the Weshimiwas, they don't have permit. They have gone to drink. So let the president also calm down on these people, because Wananchi can be in their houses sleeping, but the people spreading this are government officials. Most of them are pretending to be working at night. It is only the police who are supposed to keep curfew. We have a special police that keep curfew. We don't have any other people who keep curfew. Therefore, cars that are drinking, Your Excellency, are the cars that are for the government. If there can be a government ban, unless you are Minister of Health official coming from work, but all these drinking places, go there, do another cover operation, you will find the government vehicles are big in the numbers. Thank you, Miriam. I think time has come for us to speak it as it is. We are not going, we have talked about this Minister of Health time and time again, but now it looks like it is running out of steam. Nobody wants, we talked about corruption. Corruption has come, it has failed the services of Minister of Health. Nobody has told us who are these corrupt people. We asked the minister to tell us the corrupt people so that we can name them. Nobody has told us. Miriam, what do we do? Back to you.
All right. So you mentioned earlier there that Karen has joined us from Mombasa. I don't know if she's still there.
She did join and then disappear. I don't know whether the network is not very good. But let's move on to the newspapers quickly. The Daily Nation, Revenue Rebellion Against Uhuru Raila. That is the headline on the Daily Nation. And the headline on the Standard is Senate vote fails a record 7th time. And we are going to discuss that in the next coming few minutes. Then the burden of our aging civil service. But if you bring Sakaja to work, we might be even in chaos. Sakaja could leave the office by 11 and they will not come back. Yes, but let's try to weed out the civil service. Those who want to go for retirement can go, and then other younger people can take over in these places. I agree, but which type of younger people are we going to bring? Are we going to bring Sakaja? If we have Sakaja as a model of the younger people, then let's change the model of younger people to Mutula Kilonzo. At least that's a model you can follow. But a man who says, yes, good morning, Karen, just a minute, as we finish, the point we are on is the newspapers. And we have said the aging headline on the Standard is the aging civil service. You younger people want to come up to work. Are you able to replace? Are you ready? Keep your answer. I'm coming back to you. Then, intimidation, threats of intimidation. Threats, intimidation, as Senate fails again. Sakaja claimed he was being trailed. There were threats to his life. I don't know whether he has reported any matter to the police station. Back to you, Miriam. Those are the headlines. Uhuru and the Raila face rebellion. And a comment on the Daily Nation. Let me begin with Karen in Mombasa. Are you in position, Karen? Hello? Miriam, let's go ahead. When she comes in, we shall pick her. Are you in position to connect to us? No. Thank you. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, so what was witnessed on Senate yesterday, I think this was the 7th time that they were shooting this bill, and they were not able to discuss this revenue sharing formula yesterday. They could not agree on it, so they postponed. And they're saying they postponed because they wanted further consultation. So I'm just hoping that for those who are calling for the consultation are actually genuine and they were going to do it for the better good of the country, because this revenue sharing formula is not threatening to divide this country, and at this time, that is not what we want. We're trying to build a peaceful Kenya, we're trying to build a united Kenya, so I think our leaders should come to the table and try to see which way can we move without really necessarily dividing this country in the middle. There should be, a formula should not look like some parts of the country are winning where others are losing. There should be a consultation that is comprehensive, that is genuine from our leaders, and that will serve Kenyans, and every Kenyan will feel wherever they're coming from, it's a win-win situation for them. So for those who call for a postponement, I hope they are genuine, to have a real genuine consultation that will be for the benefit of Kenyans, because that is what really matters here. But I think Kenyans were disappointed yesterday because we were really hoping to get to the end of this, but we failed to get that, and Senate had to postpone one more time.
Thank you very much, Miriam. And Karen, are you back now? Is anybody picking this lady from the coast? Production team? You are on. Can you speak now, please? Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm sorry there is connecting. I can see connecting to audio. I think let's bring you in by audio. We can bring you in by audio. That is not a problem because it looks like you have a problem with your network, wherever you are. And otherwise, Miriam, the situation is, I can see Professor has also filed in. Professor has come in. Professor, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Masanga, Miriam, and Karen, and our viewers.
Thank you very much for coming in advance. And thank you very much. Karen, you are having a problem. Is that your number?
Yes, I'm having a problem.
Okay, fine. Tell us, you have been hearing everything that we have been talking. Tell us more about this revenue yesterday, the weather in Mombasa, in the coastal area. Just summary, 2 minutes.
Okay, Dr. A very good morning from Malindi here. It's been very cloudy from 8 and it's very cloudy to 10 around 10. And I'm sorry, to 3 p.m. And then we'll get a little bit sunny at around 4 p.m. Then later on, sunset at 6:25. About the revenue, there's something that just came up, the study in media, that there are claims that some senators are being bribed around 5 million to fuel the division of Kenya which revenue sharing. And go back, and I wanted to talk about that as well. Thank you very much.
The revenue, the 5 million, you have also had the same. We have had the same. The weather in Nairobi is 19. Let me just get it for you. The weather in Nairobi, because people were saying 19 degrees and partly cloudy, chances of rain 10%. We might have rain in Nairobi. I think for you in the coast, the entire coast, you are very lucky in Kilifi, Malindi, Mombasa. You are enjoying your sunshine. We envy you. Good morning. Yeah, so prepare your views on through the audio. You remain there on standby. When your internet improves, you come in. Professor, a rebellion coming, threats coming, then a burden of aging civil service. Watu wanataka kutoa sisi, we people aging. They want younger men, Uhuru and Raila, which is very true. So, combine all those and hammer us your opinions as we move to the main topic, and the media takes us through the well-prepared notes and the questions, then we close the chapter. We have talked enough.
Thank you.
Have changed.
Thank you.
Have now changed. We've changed. You are not. You know, Paul said. What did God say? What did God say?
On.
You're a chaplain. What did God say when you preach? And
when you go to preach and people don't receive the message, you just move the dust and leave your dust there and go your way.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Dr. Masanga, let me just start with the aging civil servants. The Kenya has got laws to do with the working force. And when you reach your age of retirement at 60, you go home. It has been that way. Unless people want to tell that we want to reduce the retirement age downwards. And again, if we find that you are past the retirement age and we have got expertise which we can tap from you to mentor young people to take over, so that is the situation. Sometimes the newspapers brought things out of proportion, that our constitution makes us equal. It does not discriminate. So on that, let me just say that if you have reached retirement age, the government doesn't need your expertise, you go home. That one has been the case. You reach retirement age, you have got the expertise, which the government wants maybe to tap for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. That one has been that one. But say we cannot say that all the things to be left to the young people. The current members of parliament, MCAs, and some of the senators, we have got beautiful readers. But how have they carried themselves? And then you wonder, these are not the likes of 1960s, like the likes of Tom Mboya, Martin Shikuku, Kenneth Kaunda, Kenneth Matiba, and others who were young, but you show that they were committed to build this side. So the young readers, young people, if you want to take this country forward, go back in 1960s as we were getting independence. How were those guys carrying themselves? That's what I have to say on the retirement age.
Yeah, short on come on now, the revenue rebellion.
Yeah, that's what I'm heading to. That's what I'm heading.
No, ending on the revenue rebellion. Finish us thing of threats and intimidation in the Senate. Then you open us up in the revenue rebellion, which Miriam will take us from there.
Yes, about the revenue allocation, and I've been spending much time to look at it. What was recommended by the Commission for Revenue Allocation, they gave pretty good recommendations, and what some of these senators, what they are trying to do, in fact, they have not read the report, they don't know how it reached there, and if at the moment their behavior tells us, then we don't need revenue allocation. If that's what we know, if we can't listen to our technocrats who have taken time to correct and correct the views and come up with the report as they are mandated in the Constitution. So the senators should not think that the Constitution gives them mandate. The Constitution gives them mandate to see how we go forward. In fact, even the adjournment motion they have done yesterday, that is not what the Constitution wanted. What the Constitution wanted, and this is where there's a confusion between two chapters, and I listened to Orengo and I agreed with him. Chapter 4 on the Bill of Rights, it talks about equality. When it comes to public finance management and the devolution, it talks about equity. Equity is to do with fairness. How do we give money and then we don't consider where people are meant? So this kind of rebellion, they're saying that they're rebelling against the Prime Minister and the President. These are the people who have committed themselves to take this country forward, to unite this country, to ensure that everybody gets what it is. And in fact, when you look at the formula, there is no money which is being taken from someone. If they were receiving that money, in fact, as per the formula, they did not deserve it. Thank God that they have used this kind of money for this kind of period. And in fact, when you read the news or the papers, what they are telling us, how do you just go to a hotel to go and scatter something which takes the country forward? It's very unfortunate. Machiavellian kind of politics is happening in this country, and we are seeing who are ready to take this country forward. You can't rebel against the president. You can't rebel against the prime minister. When they want to do fairness and to take this country forward, they have identified the things which need to be done. What have they said in devolution? We want to increase from 15% maybe to 20% or 30%. And that's how we could take this country forward progressively and get resources. But the idea saying that if you are getting more, you continue to get more. If a mistake was done, genuinely, you correct it, and this is exactly what needs to be done. We don't want to discriminate against any Kenyan. Let me tell you, I come from Nyamira. Nyamira, we are losing almost 600 million. Our sister count of Kisi County is high. They need more resources. So this is the kind of patriotism and nationalism I want to see from our young readers.
Thank you very much. Karen, are you back now?
Yes, I'm back.
You are on two. You are on two. Let me speak of one platform.
Yeah.
Go ahead now.
One. Yes, I'm now on one. Where do I begin from? Did you miss out on the other topic I was talking about?
Yeah, the topic is the Revenue Authority, the newspapers.
Yes, sir.
And you talked about the senators receiving 5 million bribe.
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell us more? What have you heard from the cost?
Well, from the cost, we are where we left it at the other time when we mentioned of the legislators from the coast who are threatening to leave the party because they felt like they did not have support from these legislators from Nyanza. That is where we left it at. And so far, I have not heard anything from the particular issue. But once I do, I will let you people know right away. But I would like to put across that there's a Taita Taveta here, the cost, which will lose 388 million. But however, we said it yesterday that whatever it is going to, it will still be useful. So I don't see a big deal in that because it still be used to reach out to other people. So that is what is happening right here. And then something else is happening at the cost, apart from the revenue issue. We have had an issue at the ferry for some time. Now, the good news is we have a bridge, a floating bridge that is under construction here at Likoni. And it's meant to link Mombasa Island to the mainland, to the south. And it will take a month to be completed. And I think it's a positive move because we've had so much happening at the ferry for the past for the few months we've been around here. So I think it's a good mood, and it's a project that is done by China Road and the Bridge Corporation through the Kenya National Highways Authority. So it's a positive move from here. It will reduce congestion and also reduce overcrowding. We have the COVID pandemic right now that we're handling. Now, it's not a good idea to have people crowded at the ferry. So the bridge is meant to reduce overcrowding during this COVID-19 period, and it aims at reducing congestion. It also cut on the time spent on queuing to board the ferry because you have to queue for some time, wait for the next ferry to come over. So it's what we have at the coast right now. Thank you, Daktari. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much for that good news that has come from Mombasa. I am one of those people who fear water. So I can't wait for this bridge to be over, and I drive very...
No, sorry, Daktari, it's not meant for motorists. It's meant for pedestrians. But then
that is even worse. I think then I will have to fly direct to Kwale.
Yes. We have flights to Diani.
On that bridge while looking out in the water. What about in the middle if it collapses? I have those. No. But
it won't collapse.
Okay, thank you. That's very good news from the coast. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have had some good news this morning. Among all these gourmet things of Murukomen and Sakaja and the group, telling us they want another holiday, another place somewhere in Onitshipai to go and carry their concubines to discuss this. More money. Mukamukunji means more money, isn't it? While the counties are struggling, why can't this thing is very simple? Let's come back to the elephant in the house. Miriam, bring us to the elephant in the house. Then you have the figures there, you have the statement there. Read it to the public. We are going to do precisely what other people do now. And that is what we deliver the information. If people don't like it, Fine. This is not a war. This is a Kenyan issue. All Kenyans are concerned. Are you not concerned that some part of Kenya gets 3,000 shillings and one part of Kenya gets 20,000 shillings under the same conditions? Okay, if the 20,000 shillings will take you to a hospital, how much is left for the other one of 3,000? This is why the CRA, I don't know why people did not look for the CRA formula. I am now also looking at it like this. Why did the people jump quickly and avoid the CRA? And two, why do people vote in the morning on one vote, one man, not half vote? And when it comes to sharing the cake while you went to vote, there is something I'll tell you later on. Back to Miriam. I'm very happy that this morning professors come closer to my thinking, which I've been saying, and I did not like it in the first place, that East or West, there is a way out of this. Miriam.
All right, so the Senate, for the 7th time yesterday, failed to adopt the third basis formula for sharing revenue among counties during a special sitting as financial operations in the counties take a hit. The formula was developed by the Commission on Revenue Allocation and forwarded to the Senate for consideration last year. And according to Article 217, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya, every 5 years, like we've said here before, the Senate must determine the basis for allocating funds among the counties. Now, the differences between senators whose counties are likely to gain and those that will lose have been the biggest hindrance to the adoption of this formula. And when we look at on page 12 of the Standard, newspaper here, it says, the debate on how the 47 counties will share the national cake continues after senators failed. Of course, yesterday, as I said, they had to pass the third revenue sharing formula for the 7th time. Instead, the Senate voted to adjourn the debate and sought more days to build consensus and vote in a non-contested manner when they resume. Interestingly, the senators who last week had shot down a similar adjournment motion, which was moved by Minority Leader James Orengo from Siaya and seconded by Moses Wetangula of Bungoma, voted in support of the adjournment yesterday. Some claim that senators opposed to the proposed formula had retreated after sensing defeat.
There you are. Did the Speaker also break the law of bringing the same motion? There are people who say he overlooked the section. This was discussed last week. It was defeated. Why did the Speaker allow this to come back? Who is controlling this Senate? Who is controlling this Senate? The Senate seemed to be controlled from a remote control. Why did Murkomen? At one time, Murkomen said he's a bat. The second time he said he's a bird. The third time he said he's an animal. Yesterday he came and said he is actually not able to lay eggs. You know, all of you know the story of a bat. When they said sit down and they do the census so that you pay tax, the bat said no. I am not part of the groundwork because I do my job in the air. I fly. Then when it came to saying, okay, they went to say they want to count the number of animals on a particular Ujiji or particular location. The bird says, no. I fly. Again, I cannot lay eggs. I'm a bird. My dear panelists, you know the analogy very well. When did the Murkomen become a bird? Yesterday he became a bad. He turned and said the same motion that he defeated, he told people, don't accept it. Let's finish it. He gave us a reason that he had seen some sense. And then he moved the motion to tell us that let's go out for negotiations or dialogue. I want to put it to the panel this morning. All of you, this is a new word which I have been waiting to tell you. You know what has come in? The moment we started using compensational politics, because Professor Onyari is 60 feet, Matanga is 5.9. Because Professor Onyari was born earlier and Karen was born late. Because Professor Onyari had shoes and Matanga had no shoes in a butter shop in Eldoret. Have you seen where the danger is coming from? Because Uhuru Kenyatta was born in a family of a dynasty, he's not, that is the allegedly. Someone is saying we should work and eat on the same table. Have you seen? Because Kenya was not, there is no country in the world that has been distributed proportionally. You can go to Mexico, the people who fought for, there's another Mexico in America, Mexico City. No, another Mexico. If you go to America, California as a county, California as a state is more developed than any other states. New York, Washington, Jersey, Chicago, those areas, all those, they are different. Why? They developed those areas based on who was there. America could not go to a desert in Texas and try to build roads in Texas. Why are roads in Texas today? Roads are in Texas because they go and bring oil. The town is in Texas, in America, developed because of oil. Otherwise, nobody knew about Texas for almost 100 years. They only knew it produces cowboys. One of the cowboys, you know him, Ronald Reagan. It encouraged Ronald Reagan to be a cowboy on a horse. Eventually, he became the president of the United States. So, the word compensational politics, Miriam, Professor Onyari and Karen, is the one spoiling the CRA good intentions. I submit. Back to you, Miriam.
All right. So during yesterday's debate there during the adjournment debate there in Senate this is what one of the leaders there said. So he said, let's come up with a formula that will be acceptable to us all. There is no enjoyment when your key neighbor is losing and cannot stand on his own feet. That is what Haniri said. Orengo said there was no winners and losers in the debate. The original sin was creating gainers and losers in dealing with the equity. It is about dealing with needs. We need to consultation and report back to this House next week. And Professor, I think this is something we talked about yesterday. Immediately, it was termed some people are winning and some people are losing. That itself, the tag, brought with it now this conversation that we're having right now. And so, Senator Orengo of Siaya there said that was the original sin, when some people were termed as winners and others were termed as losers, because there shouldn't be a winner or a loser. The revenue sharing should be based on need. How do you respond to those comments? Professor.
There is nobody who is gaining or losing. Look at my size and look at the size of Dr. Masanga. If we go to a tailor to measure a shoot, who will take the richer material? Me or Dr. Masanga? Definitely, obviously, Dr. Masanga will take the richer material. This is exactly what is happening to revenue allocation. You want more. You need more.
Let me add a laughing matter. I will take a larger material in terms of volume, but you will take a larger material in terms of height.
Correct.
Have you noticed that?
I like that.
Legs are higher. You are taller than Matang.
Yes. Do you know what?
But we have volume. So, do we get the same money? Do we pay the same?
That is the elephant in the room. So, Miriam.
Thank you. You brought it nice.
So, Miriam, honestly, there is no loser. And I always give this allocation. When I got married, when I was alone,
yes,
I was cooking with a small sufuria. When I married, we continued with that sufuria. But when children started coming, we are having a house help, we are having visitors coming to the house, definitely we are to expand the sufuria so that we accommodate the visitors who are coming in. This is exactly what is happening with the revenue allocation. Don't think that the Commission for Revenue Allocation is composed of imbeciles and fools. These are technocrats. They have taken account all factors at their disposal. And they have said now, this is what Nairobi will get, this is what Mombasa will get, this is what Nyamira will get, this is what Nakuru will make. And I think what we need to do here is, there is no harm in asking for something when you do not understand. Yesterday, as we were discussing, you heard what Dr. Masanga said. Whether it is the period which is going to go through, or those who are opposed to it, Kenya is not going to remain the same. And I want to appeal to the likes of Mukome, if they listen to us and saw that where the country is going is not good, let us retreat, go and agree and take Kenya forward. The analogy about what Senator Anil was trying to say, the money which the counties were getting before, we were using a wrong formula. We did not factor people. We are talking about human beings who need hospitals, who need water, who need services. And we have what, let me tell you, I like the 2010 Constitution for one. It talks about the equalization of funds. If you were left behind, you will still get more money. So let us not come and kill population here. And then when you go to the equalization fund and you say now you want to get it. The Prime Minister, when he was endorsing this one, he said, let us pass the revenue allocation as we have been advised by the technocrats. And those counties which are losing money and they have got development to do, you present to the government by need cases. And let me tell you honest, we need to demand the money which has been allocated to these counties, whether the same money was stolen or it served to people. And in the PPI, we have addressed corruption. Let these people stop corruption in this country. they will get more than 316 billion. And I want to imagine some of these senators who are fighting honestly, some of them are going to contest to be governor, so they don't want to see this money to be taken before they go to root. But whatever I pray, their adjournment time of the motion is going to give them to be sober, to be nationalist, to think forward, to converse, to discuss, and agree that let us use the word fairness and not equality. You don't give people less money, and then you give people who are a few more money. That is not fairness. That's not equity.
Yes, Karen.
Yes, Daktari. If they are to continue with the tug of war that they're having right now, then we will not get to a conclusion on this particular matter.
Voice up.
Yes, I'm saying if they have to keep on having this tug of war, then we won't get to a conclusion anytime soon. We will not. And I agree with Professor Onyari that there is no loser or winner here. There isn't. As long as whatever it is that they consider losing in quotes will be used somewhere else, then I don't even see a need of us having an issue here. And I also agree with you that Las Vegas cannot be the same as Texas or California. There are places we have to agree that they will just have to be developed. They have to be developed right now because of what we get from those areas. So I think they should come to an agreement very soon. And since they have asked for them to meet somewhere else and have a consensus, let us wait and see. But let them come to a consensus very soon, because so much is coming up because of this whole issue. Thank you, Daktari. Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you. I think you made your point. You agreed, you balanced. Las Vegas cannot be the same as Texas. Exactly. You knocked it down, man. You can't have the same. But to me, Miriam, as we wind up, mark my words. If you are in a village and you don't take your children to school, and you go on gossiping about the man who has taken his children to school, you will be a killer. You will kill. Part of what brings Africa down is that. Exactly that. We have created a colonial myth or legacy of following what the colonial masters did. In Uganda, the Luo community and the Northerners were soldiers. The British people told the Northerners, the Luo community, to become soldiers. And I can see this problem coming back in 2020. It is still here. So why am I saying so? Change. Let's change. Let's change some things. In Uganda, Acholi, Lango, West Nile, Karamoja, Teso were told, don't come to school. We need you to carry luggage to fight the Al-Mahdi rebellion in South Sudan. In Sudan. I swear in the name of God. And this brought Uganda to where we are. Until Obote says, one man, one vote, one country. Obote was hated for saying 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling. Yes, if all Ugandans are voting, Murkomen was quoting a country, a geographical country called Kenya. Then why doesn't he want that geographical country have a shilling for 1 vote? Hey. Each area, each country has got geographical boundaries. Then they allow those geographical countries to have a shilling for a man who voted. Obote was hated in Uganda because he said 1 man, 1 vote, 1 nation, 1 shilling, 1 man. The British engineered a military coup because they saw this man was killing our divide and rule tactic. He was overthrown. What do we learn from here? Miriam, believe me or not, and the President Uhuru Kenyatta should not look very far for his enemies. They are very near him. I don't know whether Professor wants me to say the truth.
Spoken or not unspoken?
Eh?
The truth remains the truth, whether spoken or unspoken.
Yes, you can see for it, Miriam. If he is looking for the person who is spoiling the revenue of allocation revenue is stupid. Hunger. We may shall wake up. I don't want to elaborate, and don't ask me. But go down deep in these meetings, why Murkomen came back with a second approach. And why the Nandi senator is still very annoyed. And the several senators in the Rift Valley are not happy. But only one sycophant called Murkomen is a strategy. The strategy played by his deputy. Sindio tunataka ukweli? Nimesha wake up. Medium, if you don't also see from this that there is someone pulling strings to make sure that Raila and Uhuru lose their popularity over this revenue allocation bill, is the deputy president. You can go to Angel Gabriel and ask, and come back and ask me. I've told you. Don't ask me for details because I am not teaching. I'm a journalist and I've made my statement. I've investigative reports and the sequences. Why are people from Kondeli, younger men from Kondeli, airlifted, actually bus carried all the way to Kapsaret to do what in COVID-19? They did not carry people from Siaya. They did not carry any other people from Siaya. Someone is fuming chaos for Raila and for Uhuru, so that they are not popular. They have been popular, they do need a handshake. Now someone wants to destroy this handshake. So the earlier, the better. If the president doesn't see these signs, I want to conclude this topic by saying, look at this. Maraga was boasting that he can throw the government. But because he didn't go to school bigger, the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, even if you dissolve the parliament, the powers remain with the president. Am I wrong?
Yes.
So Maraga, hata pension yako huwezi pata. We are not worried. Write the letter. Write the letter now. Write the letter. Sindio tunabaki na miezi. President Uhuru Kenyatta has remained with 2 years. Write the letter. Because once you write that letter now, did you know what is going to happen? The president will take the powers. He has ministers who can perform. We have a budget. So he will take powers. The budget has already been performed. In fact, if I were President Uhuru Kenyatta, I would accept that letter. Let it come. Then you start with Maraga himself. His pension will never come. Then start taking him to court for crimes he has committed while in court. Because there is no parliament to check now. Have you seen, are you people together now? If you say you want to dissolve parliament, parliament could be helping you, Maraga. But if you dissolve parliament, the powers remain with Uhuru Kenyatta. He can use executive orders to run the country. And there will be no court. You starve the court money, no court will make a decision. The powers with the president. So, if he was thinking of that, I think somebody told him that you will be in very bad waters. You will be creating the president himself who can come to arrest you after you have your term of office. Naturally, the Chief Justice is leaving in January. He must, 4 months before departure, he must proceed to a leave. Am I wrong?
Terminal leave, yeah.
Annual leave. What is he doing in the office? Terminal leave. What is he doing in the office? Because he thought he got it wrong. You know, having gone to school halfway, it's very bad. You know, he thought he had got it. But I think in the last few days, they told him that this one, you are working in a landmine. And it won't be long before he goes to his terminal leave. If he's not careful, the MPs, these MPs returning to parliament, they will force the president to sack Maraga. They can marathon 1 week, and that can be done. So thank you very much. The Revenue Authority, Revenue Allocation Authority, or whatever, please, there is something I want to leave for you. Don't make any Kenyan suffer. Find a formula. If the other part was not developed for 50 years, get an equalization fund, give them to develop what they can develop. Yeah. Because you cannot get 50 years back in Northeastern. Impossible. Impossible. So, if the discussions are going to take place, let them take place on this basis, that there will be a special measure for those regions that lost out in the so-called 50 years, which is bringing in the word of compensational politics, which Mr. X is using against Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta. I rest my case.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much.
You can summarize, Miriam, you can finish it up. in your summary, we have short 16 minutes. And unfortunately, we can't stick on time. We lost 15 minutes at the start. Next time we shall be on time at exactly 10. We finish on 10. We ask questions, we answer. Because, Miriam, we have preached enough. We have preached enough. We cannot go on preaching until more planes fall. There's nobody helping us. So what do we do? Now just state the facts and restate the facts. Kenyan planes are falling every day. Nobody is telling us why they are falling, only in Somalia and not anywhere else. Are they poor conditions? Let's look at that. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And as Doctor has mentioned, that will be the next show. We shall be looking at what is happening really with the falling off of the planes, especially from Kenya, what has been happening there. And that is the conversation that Doctor shall be leading in the next time. I think they've exhausted all the points we've been looking at this morning. Karen from Mombasa, thank you so much. Professor, thank you. And the Doctor shall be with you on the next show. From me this morning, bye-bye. I'll see you later in the afternoon.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.